to the greatest show next to AWW. And that's AWW Talk. I'm Ron Pettengale, sitting here with Sea Crusher One. Always a pleasure to be with you, my friend. Let's
Same to
talk some
you.
wrestling. Let's
Oh,
talk
yeah.
some wrestling.
I am
So
excited for
we
this
are.
coming up week.
So as am I. As we know, it is Thanksgiving week, and here at AWW, we are going to give thanks. And we are going to give thanks with that ass whooping. And we're going to start it off right with a triple threat. We're going to see Tokyo go one-on-one with Falcone, go one-on-one with Mandarin to start the night. And what a match that is right off the bat.
Oh, yeah. Starting with a triple threat match. You can't get any better than that.
Can't get any better than that with three of the best competitors that we have in the business. Tokyo, who's a crazy tryhard. Love the style from Tokyo. And you can't forget about Bill's Mafia member Mandarin at all. Okay, you can't at all. You gotta love Mandarin. He's a Bills fan. I growing up where I grew up, you gotta respect him for that. And then you got the high flying hardcore fanatic, Falcone. Nobody in my opinion is a better hardcore fanatic freak than Lawrence Falcone. So that is definitely a hell of a match to start AWW Crusher.
Oh, yeah. Three great wrestlers. I'm super excited for it.
And honestly, we're gonna get to the part of the show where sometimes we're wrong, sometimes we're right. But Crusher, in this match, who do you like the most?
You know,
And I know it's tough.
I want to see
I know how
Mandarin pull
tough
out
it
the win
is.
on this one.
You know what? I'm gonna have to disagree, and I'm gonna have to shoot for Tokyo. I like Mandarin; he's great, but we haven't seen Tokyo in a while, and a win for Tokyo would be great, in my opinion.
I'd say
Everyone
all
watches,
three of these have been absent for a while.
and all three of these people, all three of these superstars want a shot at a respective championship. In my opinion, one of these three could vault themselves into contention for the Twitch championship. That's just a thought from my end.
And I agree with you there. There's not many wrestlers who don't come in and wrestle to because they enjoy AWW. Everybody comes in, they work their hardest, they want to get to the top, they want to be the best. It's it's an incredible game that people play every single time they wrestle because they just want to keep moving up that ladder, and we're definitely going to see that with match 1.
And it really is when you put your body on the line every night or weekly for fans' enjoyment. It's really something fulfilling when you win that match and you get that vault that you so truly deserve.
Now, Falcone, I feel like he might be the wild card of this match.
And like you are, I'd have to agree. I've done my homework, and obviously, I've Wolf wouldn't have hired me if I didn't know who the hell I was talking about or what the hell I was doing. But I've followed Falcone throughout his career. I used to, you know, call matches back in the day where he used to be. And man, he is a sight to see. I'll tell you right now, when he gets on that top rope and he has someone down and he hits that swanton, it's a 3 count almost every time. Literally. And it's something enigmatic that you think of when you think of Falcone. I've watched this man fly from 25 feet in the air onto a swanton someone on a table. You know what I'm saying? The man knows, like, he's a risk taker, and that's right. And I have to agree with you there where you say he's the wild card because he's a risk taker. You got to risk it. You got to risk your biscuit to win it, right?
Oh yeah, and we're either it's gonna be a definitive win from him or it's gonna be a definitive loss.
I have to agree with you on that. So moving on, we're going to see Camo go one-on-one with Key Balls. We know that Andy Random Hero, Max Cannon, and the rest of KFC is going to be banned from ringside. Wolf said that if they show their faces at ringside or interfere in the match at all, it could be a fine and suspension.
Oh
So
yeah, and
huge
this
words
this is
coming
gonna
from Wolf
really
on
set the
that.
standard.
And it should be, and you know what? That should be the standard for teams like the Wise Man brand, for teams like the Godsman, for teams like KFC, where their friggin' cronies can't get involved in their one-on-one matches.
Oh yeah,
The numbers
and
game doesn't lie.
and a big
You
part
know
of
what
this
I'm
match is
saying?
going to be the fact that both Camo and Keyballs are going to be carrying the weight of their teams.
They pretty much are
They're
the weight of their teams.
they are representing their respective teams to try and get the win. And
And
I'm I'm kind of curious to see how this match goes because we have two absolute behemoths. We have probably the biggest wrestler, maybe besides Alistair, in Camo. And then we have another big boy in Keyballs. Like, we may just see something crazy happen. There
I
might not
mean,
even be
honestly,
a arena after this match.
I have to disagree with you, Crusher. I see three things happening. Camo hitting Keyballs crying out real loud, and Keyballs hitting the floor. This is a no contest. Camo is an absolute behemoth, and inside that squared circle, alone with Keyballs, he's gonna tear him apart like the king of the jungle he is.
Oh yeah, don't get me
That's that.
wrong. I have full faith in Camo on this one. What I'm saying is there might be an earthquake as these two hit the mat.
Right, you are. Right, you are. This could be an explosion of the irresistible force against the immovable object. I mean, this is as wrestling stories, time itself tells its tale of the immovable object against the irresistible force.
Unrelenting force.
Oh, I was calling Camo the irresistible force.
Oh, I see, I see.
Yeah, Keyballs is the movable object. It was a fat joke. Sorry, I needed to be subtle in there so Ian Quick, while he catches our show, he can laugh. You know,
I'm sure he'll chuckle at it.
I'm sure he will, and I'm sure I did him a favor there. Moving on from talking about that, and we're gonna see a tag match. We're gonna see Saigon and Killian Dane go in a tag match against Meyer and Shu. And I'll tell you, the team of Damascus and Saigon, I cannot call him King Saigon. He is no king of mine. In fact, I view him more as a queen than a king. But again, that's my professional, and I can say professional because Wolf pays me for this. So he is a queen.
Wolf just
He's
gives me
not no
candy
king.
bars.
He's a leader. He can sit next to a leader. He can, and in my opinion, Damascus would be the king of that team. Damascus is an absolute machine, and they are walking into the ring with former AWW Tag Team Champions. Whether you want to call their AWW Tag Team Championship reign a fluke, where they won it by help of their, but it doesn't matter. They were champions, and
Oh
they
yeah,
were tag champions for a while.
I
So
agree
Myron
with
and Sue are
everything that
no
you've been saying.
stranger to tag team action, and they work well as a unit together. And that is something I've always said throughout my whole professional career. In tag team matches, a well oiled machine, a unit, is going to be successful. You can't just slap two guys together and make it work. They have to coexist in a way that no other team coexists. They have to eat together, shit together, sleep together, shave together, fuck girls together. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Or guys, I mean, whatever your preference is, it's 2022. I don't want to disrespect but my point being is a well-oiled tag team is a unit, a machine. They do things together. They move in unison. The best example I could give to you for that would be the Empire of Pain or the Tax Collectors, because they're more than just a tag team, they're a brotherhood. And Shu and Meyer show that brotherhood. I don't feel that brotherhood there with Saigon and Damascus. I believe Saigon is using Damascus. And when Damascus is used up, Saigon will toss him out like Saigon does with everything.
Oh yeah,
That's my professional
Killian.
opinion.
I think Killian is definitely the more professional of the two You know,
For
as
sure.
you said earlier, he is to Saigon, it seems like he's more of a hired gun, but, like, honestly, I would love to see Killian separate from Saigon. You know how I feel about Saigon.
I
Everybody
know
knows
how
how
you
I
feel
feel about
about
Saigon.
Saigon, which is why I use such proper terminology as I use.
But
Um,
Killian on his own is just the one that carries that so-called team. Um, I I the only thing that Saigon had going for him was his infamous move, the move that I hated, the
and
apron
here's
pile
the thing.
driver.
Here's the thing. I wouldn't be doing my job. I wouldn't be doing the job that Wolf paid me to do if I didn't absolutely disagree. I don't like Sagan either, but you cannot count out his athletic prowess. Okay? He is a master of that ring. He is, for sure. And this will might be the kindest thing I say about him and the last thing I say about him, because the in my opinion, I agree with you, Crusher, to a point of Damascus is the star of that show. Whether in Saigon's decrepit, warped ass mind, he wants to believe that he's the king of that world, he's not. He is in fact on the rung below Damascus, in my opinion. He's the queen of his in his own little tiny world. That's all he'll get from me. I'm a professional though, so I have to keep it professional.
Yeah.
Moving forward, because I know Crutcher's sick and tired of talking about friggin' Saigon, we're going to talk about two that are no strangers to one another. Final's going to go one on one with Linty. And man, that's an explosive match. That is
Oh,
two
yeah.
amazing competitors in an explosive match.
And we actually saw these 2 with Thomas Kennedy last week. So, it's gonna be interesting to see just these 2 go one-on-one with each other.
Right, like I said, like I was saying, they're no strangers to one another either. Um, And I think this is a chance for Final to really prove himself against Linty, who has been the Twitch champion, still, I believe, still is the Twitch champion.
No.
No, is not, but has been a strong champion in the past
Yeah,
and
we
is
don't know
no
who the
stranger.
current, Twitch champion is
That's
right now.
right. And with that looming, one of these two could be the closest reaching out to that belt, reaching out to the devil inside and the monster he's controlling. But I'm not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the match between Linty and Final. And both men are amazing competitors.
Oh,
But
yeah,
you
and everybody
gotta
knows I respect Linty's style.
I absolutely respect Linty's style. He comes to the ring and he fights with all he has and does not give up at all. And that's something you gotta love about him, but that's the same about Final. And we've seen Final in such clutch moments where he could, you know, I'm just gonna bring it up. He could have been the man to dethrone Ace. He came so close that first time, that first chamber. I have memories about it. There have been so many times where Final has been there, but has not reached, has not broken through that glass ceiling, if you will. And at AWW this Friday, he really, really could bust through that ceiling. With a win over Linty, for sure, he busts through that glass ceiling, bar none, without a shadow of a doubt.
Oh, yeah, and it's really gonna be an exciting match. You can't deny that in any way, shape, or form.
And, and that's the beauty of AWW. There's so many amazing contests that get brought to us. And like a match that you guys should be paying to see, which by the way, you can get a front row seat for $5.99 if you subscribe. Um, there's so many matches that Wolf books that should be pay-per-view, like they should be paying, that shouldn't be on free TV, but Wolf gives it to you anyway. And that's the beauty of this show. Matches like this, high caliber matches, where both of these men, in my opinion, are world title caliber.
Oh, yeah, and just a quick correction: $4.99 if you're on PC, $5.99 if you're on mobile.
That okay. Thank you for clarifying. I always mess that up somehow. I'm
You're good.
new to this, man. I'm still getting used to it here. This is my this technically, I've been training, but this is my second week.
Oh
I think
yeah,
I'm
you're
doing
good.
all right. I think I'm doing all right. And now, my friends, Crusher, we are here to talk about the main event of the evening. We see
Ooh,
Dave's Retro Basement against Butt Screw. So again, we're going to see the Wise Man, a representative of the Wise Man brand, come to AWW to fight a member of TB12. Butt Screw, the newest member of TB12, shook hands with Ace. It was a sight to see. It's now 4-on-4. The numbers game is not in the favor of the Wise Man brand, and I'll tell you right now, I know that this super show is coming up, and I hear if Ace's team wins, Ace will get a world title shot against Snack X.
oh yeah.
I
And
mean,
last time we saw a main event with the Wise Man brand in it. There was chaos inside of
of course there was
AWW.
chaos inside. They're fucking Wise Man brand. They don't fucking fight fair. How many times have you seen it happen where that piece of shit RWP, that loathsome shell of a piece of crap, jumps up on the canvas there and just starts taunting. He doesn't even do anything, just starts taunting. And somehow, some way, Ace falls for it every time. I don't know how. I don't know why he just can't ignore that piece of shit. Oh, I hate that motherfucking. Oh, I hate him. I'm sorry. I don't mean to curse so much. I know you don't like it, Crusher, but you have to understand. And I know
I don't
that
have any
you are.
problem with it.
I know that. Well, when it comes to the Wise Man brand, who does? Who cares? You know what I'm saying? Uh, my point being is that this group, they can say whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. But when it comes down to it, when it comes down to that show, they have nowhere to run. The numbers game isn't in their favor. We'll see how big of a big shot RWP is then. We'll see how big of a big shot the Pat the Wise Man is then. We'll see how big of a big shot that dude Hollywood Primo is then. I don't see a victory for them whatsoever. I can't take it away. I can't take it away the athleticism and all that, whatever. But honestly, for you, like when you think of the concept of the match, the four of them versus, I believe it's Snack X, Ace, Cortez, and who else? Who's their fourth guy? Do we
I
know?
not remember off the top of my head.
Even so, the three of them alone, in my opinion, is no problem. No contest. Ace can beat all four of them by himself, in my opinion. But again, that's my opinion, and not a lot of people like my opinion. I still feel that Ace is one of the most dominant champions that we've ever seen, and that this Snack X thing is a fluke. But again, that's my professional opinion. I haven't seen Snack X do much of anything except for get himself disqualified and barely do anything inside of the chamber and still walk out with the championship.
I mean, he's been keeping his belt. We can't
He's
discredit
been
that.
keeping his belt, but has he been defending it in a capacity? And seriously, I'm hoping that he reaches out next week. Well, I reached out to him for him to be a part of this show this week, and I got no response. I'm assuming that the money wasn't there for him because that's what that dude seems to care about. Cool. Next week, I'm going to have Wolf throw money on the table, and then we'll see if he comes to the show and answers my questions.
Yeah, we'll have to see about that.
But I want to talk
And
more
all
about
I
this
know,
main event. I
all
want
I
to talk
know is
about Butt Screw.
I'm excited to see Butt Screw
Butt Screw
wrestle.
is.
Every time he's in
I
a
know
match,
I know he
it's
made
going to
his
be an
debut.
exciting match.
I know he made his debut not so long ago, but I'm a fan of Butt Screw. I love his style of wrestling. He has so much charisma and he brings so much to the table. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, if I was Ace, I'm thinking that that's the smartest move I ever made, bringing him into my group. Not only does it eliminate another threat from the world title reign, from a world title shot when I become champion again, but that brings another ally into my squad that I can trust. Someone that I know can get the job done. And I'm hoping that Buttscrew gets the W this Friday night and gets some steam under you know under that team going into that super show.
Yeah. Butt Screw's been a very powerful contender since he first came into AWW. He's got the might, he's got the will, he's got the desire, the passion. We're gonna see big things from him.
And I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't talk about this Dave's Retro Basement a little bit. I don't know much about him but from what my sources tell me, he's the enforcer of this Wise Man brand group. So if there's bigger, badder dudes in the Wise Man brand group, I mean, and I'll tell you right now, I was impressed with the spectacle that the other dude put on against Ace this past Friday. That was crazy. Did he kick out of 3 IEDs or something like that?
Yeah, it was.
I know you're still
sorry, I was trying
astonished by the whole thing.
Yeah, well, I was trying to remember how many IEDs. I can remember
it was
2,
3.
I can't remember the third.
I'm pretty sure it was 3, and Ace was pretty frustrated about the whole thing. Dude kicked out of 3 IEDs, but Ace also kicked out of 3 of this dude's finishers, this whatever frig his finisher's called, I don't really care.
Yeah, it's incredible.
They're going to be irrelevant. In a month, they're going to be irrelevant. And then RWP is going to have nobody to run to. Then what's he going to do when everyone wants to kick his ass again because he's a piece of crap?
They were bad.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
but,
I don't see this going well for anybody in the Wise Man brand group at all. Not Hollywood Primo, not Pat the Wise Man, not any of them.
Yeah, we'll just have to see how it works out for them. Of course, I am biased towards the AWW crew. It's my home, so I want to see Butt Screw get the win here tonight. Or not tonight, but Friday night.
They need to get the steam under that team. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't need to be. We don't need to have any Wise Man brand for any reason them getting any steam going into this at all.
Right. Which I said, I have full faith in Butt Screw. I think he can do it.
Of course, and I do too. With the athletic prowess we've already seen out of him, in my opinion, it's a. But again, we've not seen this enforcer wrestle at all. We've never seen him compete. We've never seen him do nothing. We know he's the enforcer of the Wise Man group, so I can only imagine he's big. I can only imagine he's huge.
I haven't seen him personally, but probably is. But we do have the powerhouse of Butt Screw, so if anything, it'll be an interesting match.
For sure, it always is. And again, anything can happen in AWW, but what we want to happen is Dave's Retro Basement. Wise Man brand.
I have no idea what that noise was, but I wholeheartedly agree.
That was me shitting on all over them. But anyways, so that's going to do it for us. Unfortunately, we don't have a guest this week. Hopefully, we'll have a guest next week. join us for then. We'll be talking about everything that happened. And man, 3 IDs. That's still crazy to me. Like that, I'm still that last main event is still fresh in my mind.
Oh yeah, but hopefully this one will be a big win for AWW.
Absolutely. Well, I'm Ron Pettengale. He's
Now I'm
Crusher. I want to thank you guys for joining us, and we're out of here.